Today I have a very detailed, comprehensive list of Aquarius traits. And I want you guys to listen to the list and tell me, is this you or is this your Aquarius? Okay? So I'm going to do the introduction and we're going to get right into this because it's a lot of these, okay? I am Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Asking Aquarius. If you have not already, there is a red subscribe button right underneath this video. Do me a favor and smash it. Just mash it. Like we used to say as kids, mash it, you know? And next to it, there is a bell. And you can get all the notifications to every video I upload. So hit all. And then when I upload, you can decide if you want to watch it. Okay? There's also a join button. I would love you to become a member of our channel because we got some perks, and I got to do the perks anyway, so you guys might as well enjoy them, you know. The first tier is a exclusive video, the Patreon video that I make every single time I upload. I do that video first. And the second perk is a daily inspirational card Monday through Friday. And the third perk is you will be invited to a monthly live session that is exclusive just to patrons and members of the channel. Okay? So let's see. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. Please stick around to the end because if I don't go over, I'm going to read some positive comments from previous videos. And if you want to get a reading done, if you want to hit me up, if you want to get some Asking Aquarius merchandise, any of the above, please check under this video because I always list all my information underneath this video. Now let's get started. Number 1, Aquarius. Love spending lots of time alone, the lone wolf. This is true for many Aquarius. I know a lot of Aquarius who are social, meaning they have a pretty decent social life. Like I always had a pretty decent social life when I was younger. But at the same time, we enjoy spending lots of time alone. This is very true for Aquarius. When we're in a relationship, I think is when we spend the most amount of time with another person. But there are many Aquarius I know that love alone time. And we're not really doing anything. Most of the time we're doing art. We could be smoking. We could be having some drinks. We could be having tea on the balcony. Sometimes I'm in my room just watching YouTube. I love spending time alone. And many Aquarius love that too. Even if they have a family, they love at least a little bit of alone time. Aquarius are highly intuitive and or psychic. A lot of us are. This is very true. I know some people don't believe in this kind of thing, but I am here to tell you, I know a lot of Aquarius who have some type of ability. It could just be gut instinct. It could be prophetic dreams. A lot of Aquarius I know are clairvoyant. A lot of Aquarius are empaths. I always pick up on this vibration from Aquarius. And it's not all of us, obviously, but it's very, very many. So if you're intuitive, if you have a strong intuition, a strong gut instinct, or some type of psychic ability, and you're Aquarius, that is really, really common. Some of us don't know, or don't think that's what it is, or have never explored it, but it's very true. I've met a lot of people that had some kind of ability that were Aquarius. Not just Aquarius though. Anybody in the zodiac could have ability, but it's common with Aquarius. Aquarius, they are deep divers and always seeking the truth. I actually have certain readings that I call deep dives. And a deep dive is really when you go into a subject or into a person, like you really go in. Like, what was your childhood like? What are your dates like? What are your thoughts? What makes you feel insecure? Like you using, the cards or conversation or whatever, like you going in. I think this is why a lot of people like talking to Oprah. Because Oprah's a deep diver. She intuitively knows the right questions to ask. I've been saying that forever. And a lot of talk show hosts were very jealous of Oprah when she first came out. I remember Joan Rivers was one of them. And one of them, I think it might have been Joan, said that she was exploiting people's feelings. And I was like, you're just mad because she can get people to talk about their feelings and you can't. I mean, she deep dives in. And Aquarius do seek the truth. A lot of us are like detectives or researchers. And some of us just want to know the truth, just like in general. Like Aquarius in general do not like deceptive people around us. Even deceptive Aquariuses don't like deceptive people around them. So we definitely are. There's a hat for Aquarius that they used to have back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, and it said Aquarius, the truth seeker. We're almost always trying to find out the truth of something. That's why a lot of us make great scientists and things like that, because we're looking at the little minute details and breaking things down. Let's see. And it also says that other than just seeking the truth, we also look at things from a higher perspective. A lot of us do. A lot of Aquarius are very deep thinkers in that kind of way. A lot of philosophers and things like that. Aquarius feel different or like an outsider. Many Aquarius feel different, like an outsider, like an alien. Some of them tell me like they don't belong here. You know, a lot of Aquarius feel like that. A lot of us, when we go into situations, like I know for me, whenever I went anywhere, I always ended up with the misfits. I always ended up being the leader of the misfits, you know, when I was in school, you know, when I was a girl, you know, and as I got older, I'm always with the misfits, always with those who feel like they're different or like they're outsiders, you know, and we are, because Aquarius like things and like to do things that don't usually go along with the crowd. Aquarius are lone wolves or leaders. We're very infrequently followers. The Aquarius I know that are followers are usually the Aquarius who are afraid to stand in their own power. And it's got to be hellish. It has to be, because they're probably following somebody and they probably got better ideas than that person. Let's see the next one. Aquarius are authentic and truthful. Authentic, I hear a lot. I hear that a lot. We come up with a lot of new things, very original things. I hear that all the time. Very real, very sincere. A lot of Aquarius don't even have the time or the energy to even try to be fake. They're just like, look, this is what it is. And I learned that a long time ago as a very young girl. I learned that I couldn't keep up being fake. I couldn't keep it up. If I would try to act like everybody else, I would be found out eventually. Eventually I would do something that people would make fun of, or people would be like, what is that? You know, it just always happened. So I just started being myself. Now, high vibrational Aquarius are very truthful. I always tell people the truth. I tell them straight up. You know, I try to say it in the nicest way possible, but I tell them the truth. Now, that is not true of all of us, and that is not true of when my vibration was not this high. There was a time when I was not truthful, because in my opinion, back then, I told people what I wanted them to know, so I would omit a lot of things. I would definitely omit a lot of things. And also, if I wanted to be deceptive to get my point across or to get what I wanted, I had not figured out yet that that wasn't acceptable. So some lower vibrational Aquarius will not be truthful. They'll be the opposite. It depends on where the vibration is. Aquarius dream big. A lot of us do dream big, and a lot of us reach it. Look at the people who are like up there. Like, look at the Aquarius that are really up there. They did dream big. Oprah, you know, dreamed big. Michael B. Jordan dreamed big. You know, these are people who had very humble beginnings. Michael Jordan is also the basketball player. He's also an Aquarius. He had big dreams, you know, and went for them, you know. So a lot of Aquarius do dream big. I encourage dreaming big, but I always say don't just dream. Make goals so your dreams can become reality. Aquarius are sensitive and empathic. I just told you guys we're empathic. We do pick up on feelings. We do pick up on other people's emotions. It's more from intuition than anything else, and we don't usually speak on it, and a lot of us don't feel comfortable with it. And as far as sensitive is concerned, we are sensitive, but many of us will not show it. I have been in situations where somebody has said something to me that devastated me, and I did not say a word. I was just in my mind like, okay, this is our last conversation. Smile nicely and get off the phone. You know, I Aquarius don't always show how we feel about something. And there are a lot of reasons for that. Could be that we don't want to show weakness. Could be that it's none of their fucking business how we feel. You know, there's a lot of reasons why we do that, but we often do not show how sensitive we are. A lot of people use your sensitivity against you. So many Aquarius, they don't find that to be, you know, a smart thing to do. Aquarius are ageless, childlike and wise at the same time. I agree with this because a lot of Aquarius are like that. Like I know, like you guys know with me, I got the Care Bears, I got the Cabbage Patch Kids, you know, I got the Harry Potter stuff going on, you know, and I know other Aquarius that like are into the video games or they're into extreme skateboarding. Aquarius, and they're like 50, and you're 50 and you're still extreme skateboarding. That's what's up, you know. So a lot of Aquarius are very youthful in that way, but then when you talk to them, they have all these deep thoughts and they're so wise about things, you know. Depends on the Aquarius you talk to, but you often do get that in some kind of way. A good Aquarius friend of mine who gives a lot of advice to people at work has a baby Yoda. And I was like, look at your baby Yoda, because I have one too, but mine is a crystal. It's a crystal carved into a baby Yoda. This person had like a doll, it's a big one too. And they had it in their office. And I was like, that's Aquarius. Having a cute little toy, but still being the person that people come to for advice, that's an Aquarius right there. Aquarius, you can see it in their eyes. There is something about the eyes with an Aquarius. People tell me that all the time. There's something about your eyes. I don't know. I don't know what that something is. It's like a sparkle, or for me, I think it's my trickster. I really do. I think what they see in my eyes is that little twinkle, that little trickster twinkle in me. But different Aquarius have a different one, so it depends on who you're talking to. But people often comment on our eyes. Now, the eyes are the windows to the soul, so maybe that's where it's going. Aquarius have an insatiable appetite for personal and spiritual growth. Very much so. Aquarius often spend a lot of time on that. Aquarius innately understand spiritual concepts. That goes with the first one. A lot of Aquarius are very spiritual. Now, mind you, I've met Aquarius that were atheists, but it's very common for an Aquarius to be very into spirituality, understand that kind of thing, tarot, paganism, all kind of different, Buddhism, all kind of different things. I hear a lot of that from Aquarius. Aquarius carry a healthy energy. Yes, the high vibrational Aquarius do carry a healthy energy. The low vibrational ones do not, like any other sign. Aquarius are introverted. Many of us are introverted, even though we may have a decent social life. Remember, I talked about us liking to spend time alone. So many of us are introverted. And I'm more introverted now than I was as a young girl. I became more introverted over time. Aquarius act from the heart space. Those of us who are sincere definitely act from our heart. The things that we do from a place of sincerity. We do it because it means something to us. Aquarius love to be of service. Aquarius are often humanitarians, so that's where that service comes in at, and we are very often humanitarians. I know a lot of Aquarius that do different types of things, save the whales, homeless shelters. We always have a cause. Aquarius is the rebel with a cause. Aquarius are virtuous and moral. High vibrational ones, they definitely are. The low vibrational ones are awful. Awful, plotting, scheming, not any of this. Aquarius are homesick for higher realms. A lot of Aquarius are into things like Lemuria. They're into different, ascended masters. If you've heard of those terms before, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like alien races. A lot of Aquarius are into kind of stuff like that, or like ancient civilizations, things along those lines. So definitely true. A lot of us are, this says homesick. And I think I've had a lot of Aquarius tell me that they feel like they're from one of these places. Somebody told me I was from Lemuria, and I bought some Lemurian crystals. And I'm still learning more about that. I think that's very interesting. Aquarius have zero interest in being superficial. Definitely. That is the worst for us. We like, that doesn't fly. And if our lover is superficial, we won't stay with them. Aquarius are highly intelligent. Many of us are. Many Aquarius are really smart. That's why so many of us go into fields like science and things like that, or some kind of creative thing, because we have this intelligence that is constantly making us think. And the last one says Aquarius has solutions to world problems that seem obvious to them. I always got a solution to a world problem. I tell y'all them every day. Every time I upload a video, I'm telling you a solution to a world problem that I have deeply thought about, And it seems obvious to me, but it never gets done. Or people are looking at me like, how is that going to work, But to me, they seem very obvious. So this is very true. All right. All right, guys. So let me see. Do we have enough time? Yes, we do. We have enough time because my camera only has like a couple more minutes on it. But there's enough minutes on it that I can read you guys some positive comments. So what I want you to do is tell me if you're an Aquarius or if you love an Aquarius, do any of these traits match your Aquarius? All right, this came from Vivek Kumar. Hey, Vivek. I hope I said that right. Vivek said, Dear Queen, I am a bit surprised over Aquarius being hurt. They detach in seconds, are aggressive, do not say sorry frequently, or never can. Just elaborate how this behavior of theirs affects others in love with them. Regards. Well, Aquarius are very sensitive, like I said earlier in this video, but we don't show it. And when we detach in seconds, we detach from the emotions. So we're not necessarily detaching from the person. So people don't realize that your Aquarius may seem like they don't care. They might seem very detached and very callous, but the chances are they're just not showing it to you. And you might think to yourself, really? Now, sometimes the Aquarius doesn't really care. Like, that's the problem. Sometimes we don't care. We only care about things that are important to us. We don't care about everything and all that social stuff and status quo and bullshit. We don't care about all of that. So some things we don't care about. But just because your Aquarius doesn't respond the way you think that they should doesn't mean we don't care. That's the problem. It's like, how do I know when my Aquarius just straight up doesn't care or when my Aquarius is hiding their feelings? That's the problem. It's hard to tell the difference between the two. And the only way to know seriously is either do a reading and get the tea from the spirits, or to get the Aquarius to tell you how they really feel. Those are the only two ways. Because other than that, you're going to get that detached energy because we detach from overly emotional situations. Older Aquarius or mature Aquarius will say sorry. I always apologize if I do something wrong. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like apology is enough. I try to make up for what I did if at all possible. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that part, Vivek, and let you know it really depends on the Aquarius. This Aquarius any Aquarius could be detached and pretending like they're not hurt when they deeply are. We're good at it. We're amazing at it. I've sat on the phone and cried, and the other person didn't know I was crying. We're great at it. I didn't want them to know I was crying for whatever reason. Whatever reason, and I could sit there and have a full conversation with them with tears running down my face. Not sniffle, they not know at all. And the next one is Empress 888. Hey, Empress. Empress says, that is so true. Everybody got a dark side. My Aquarius told me he was working on his dark side. I respect that. But is he working on his dark side? Because I've had a lot of people tell me they were working on their dark side, working on their, all kind of problems, and they really weren't. So you got to be careful with this one, because if your Aquarius is telling you they have a dark side, you better watch that. Because a dark side of Aquarius can be a dangerous Aquarius. It depends on how dark is dark. Okay, that's the first part. And the second part, are they really working on it? Because people will tell me, I'm working on my mental health, I'm working on my marriage, I'm working on my life, and they're not doing shit. It happens all the time, you know. I'll see a client 6 months later. We may have done a comprehensive plan from their reading on how they can change their lives. I see them in 6 months and I say, how are things going? Oh, I'm working on it. And I look at the cards and they haven't done shit. Okay? So is he working on it? Is he going to therapy? Is he reading self-help books? Is he doing some prayer, some meditation? Is he seeing a professional of any kind? If he's not doing something actively to change the behavior or to heal whatever is bothering him or do his shadow work or whatever the case may be, if he's not actively doing something, he's not working on it. He's just saying he's working on it. He might be thinking about it. That's more Aquarius. He might be overthinking it. But if he's not doing something, then he's not really working on it. So if he is working on it, you in the clear. But if he's not working on it, be really careful. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. You come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.